Hi folks, this is Red Mac coming to you with another Red's Bedtime story. And this one is about stock certificates, Westinghouse stock certificates. Back in, I think it was 1975 or 1976, I lived at 4121 North Richmond by Irving Park in Richmond, which is not far from Irving in California. But anyway, Marshal Cafano came over to see me, and he said he wanted me to take a loan, and I banked at the Bank of Ravenswood at that time on some stock certificates. He said, "You're legit, I can't get a loan." And just before that, I watched Johnny Rogers, who was an excellent counterfeiter. I mean, this guy could counterfeit just about anything. Counterfeit the stock certificates. So I didn't really want to get involved in any of it, so I told him, I said, "Look, my bank won't do that with me," and I let it pass. And it passed on for years. Well, I come to find out later that they tried to get a loan on the four stock certificates several times, and people wouldn't go for it. From what I understand, Marshall finally took the stolen stock certificates that were stolen from, O'Hare Airport, I believe in 1968. I don't know how they got into his possession, but for some reason they got into his possession. It might have had something to do with his wife Darlene. It might have had something to do with the fact that Darlene was having an affair with Sam Giancana. There might have been a lot of reasons, but whatever it was, they were his. So he decided to go down to Miami, and he went to, actually it was West Palm Beach, and he went to a bank, and he got the loan, and the banker found out who he was and everything else, and he called the FBI. And after that, he was arrested. Well, once he was arrested, Johnny Rogers was gone. This was in '79, and he was in West Palm Beach jail at the time. He was at the federal facility there, and he wrote me several letters from jail, from the jail. He said, "Well, I'm waiting on an appeal for my trial," and he said, "From now on, you can do business with Richard Cafano," which would have been his nephew. And I knew Richard. I'd met Richard, and he's an attorney. And right after I read the letter, I would say maybe 5 or 6 hours, Phil Amato showed up on my doorstep, and he told me that Joey wanted to see me. And he said, "From now on, Phil will be collecting money from you." And he said, "You won't be doing business with Marshall anymore." But that's the way it was. Marshall Cafano was an interesting character, kind of quiet in a lot of ways, but very deliberate, and a lethal man, very lethal man. But he reminded me of Peter Lorre the way he talked. He was very soft-spoken, quiet, and I even wrote about him in my book that way. I described him I believe I described him like that, because that's the way he was. It was his nature. I didn't see him as the hitman or the bomber. I know he wanted to bomb Ray Ryan. I knew about that through Rogers. As a matter of fact, Rogers was experimenting with some of the stuff, but that's another story. Maybe I'll tell it to you later on. But I wrote a book, as I said, and it's called "Nobody Cares and What I Did About It." It was my life undercover with the FBI and other agencies. You might find it an interesting book. It's available at redwemet.com or on the top of Mike Burns' page. The outfit, old news and articles, old and new news articles, or whatever. Mike, it's a great book, a great page. Your webpage is great, and I enjoy the interaction on there sometimes. Sometimes it gets a little bit rowdy, we're getting up there, and people, when I first joined, it was smaller. But anyway, you can get it there, and that's an autograph copy. Anytime you go to RiverMet.com or you click the picture, you'll get an autograph copy sent out to you. Just tell me how you want it autographed. And if not, you can get it at Amazon, you can get it at CreateSpace, you can get it just about any place. Amazon, and the bulk of my sales in Europe and the bulk of my sales in the United States have been through Amazon or one of their other affiliates. But that's my story for this evening, and have a great evening and a great day. God bless you.